Question 18, they originally put a partial variation here, so and then they give you two cases after that to find fx. So this 3 marks is easy, and then it's really typical to function, especially quadratic function. They say that q is the vertex of a function. So if we get the function, we make computing square, then we can find the coordinates of Q, that means this vertex. And then another section is about the transformation of function. That means maybe we refract it along x or y axis, and then we translate it up or down, left or right, something like that. And then we can write down the coordinates of R. And then finally, only difficult thing is B3. And then they say that the coordinates of the points is this point, and then together with 2 points that we just find is related to circumcenter again. So you need to brainstorm what is the corresponding relationship of this kind of center. For circumcenter, it should be perpendicular bisector of all 3 edges to find out the circumcenter. So that's what we are going to do in this question. So in part A, let fx is equal to k1x squared plus k2x, and then we just very quickly tidy up. So we find k2 and k2, we just use the larger one minus the smaller one, so we got 3 is equal to k1. After that, so k1 is equal to 3, k2 substitute inside, we got 24. We finish part A. Fx is, don't forget to answer the question they ask about fx, so 3x squared and then plus 24x. This is part A. And then part B1. Use the method of computing square, find the coordinates of Q. Beware, Q is talking about the original function, so you don't need to care about the transformation yet. Y equal to fx 3x squared plus 24x. And then whenever we use computing square, then we make it become vertex form. I do not get used to the 3 here, so I will extract common factor. And then I just focus inside what's the bracket. This is 2 times 4x, so this we use the computing square, that means the identity should be a squared plus 2ab and then plus b squared. And then we have to identify what is a, what is b. The first item is x, so this is x also. And then again, we can't change the value. 2 times something give you 8x, 2 times 4 times x give you 8x. So this is 4. So that's why our target is I need 4 squared. But you can't change the value, so immediately you need to minus 4 squared to offset the changes. So this is x plus 4 bracket square and then minus 16. And then I'm now going to separate the variable term and the constant term. 3 bracket x plus 4 square and then minus 48. So why we have to change to this format is because vertex form give us the vertex directly. The vertex, why there is a turning point to give you minimum or maximum, is depends on this, because only this term we have x there, and then when this is extreme value, that means minimum or maximum, the bracket will become 0. So this is the vertex. They call the vertex is Q. Is when x is equal to -4, such that this bracket will become 0 and give you the turning point. And then when this term becomes 0, the only result is this constant term. So the constant term here represents the y coordinates of vertex. We finish part B1. And B2 is by observing the function for y equal to 27 minus fx, you better rearrange them in negative fx and then plus 27. So we try to interpret what is the transformation in this situation. First, from y equal to fx, the result we have to time negative. That means the graph, for example, if the graph like this, then it will be like this now. After that, this graph we have to add 27. So if this is the original one, this is the new one, and then we have to shift it up by 27. So this is the final one. That means we may just focus on the vertex. We do similar thing for the vertex. First, we shift it upside down. We refract it along the x-axis. So vertex Q is -4, -48. Vertex of y equal to -fx, we just change part by part, is -4, and then we swap it upside down, so y coordinate will be affected and it's become +48. Finally, we are going to add 27, y equal to -fx, and then plus 27 is -4, and then on top of 48 plus 27 we get 75 there. So this is R is -4, +75. So now part C, they give you one more point, and then P and P be the circumcenter of PQR together with S. So S we have 56,0, and then they tell you what is the geometric relation between PQR. Basically, if you don't find P, it's difficult to determine what is the relationship about between these 3 points. So we must draw properly. -4 may be here, and then we have 75. We have this point R. We also have -48. We have this point Q, and then we have 56, 0 here. So this is point S. And then what they say is this form a triangle, and then for this triangle there is a circumcenter. That means the center of this circle. That 3 vertex is on lies on the circle, and the center of it. If you still remember about the 4 centers of triangle, based on the property of circle, we can find the position of the center by perpendicular bisector of the first edges and the perpendicular bisector of the second edges, or the second edge. Of course, the last one will pass through the same line, but I don't draw it because it's just make the graph more complicated. If you look at this graph, obviously, when you point out the point, you'll find that both of them, Q and R, have the same x coordinate, which means that this is a vertical lines. And for vertical lines, it's really easy to find out the perpendicular lines because it's just simply horizontal. It should be y equal to something. So y equal to something. And then that position should be the midpoint of 75 and -48. So 75 minus 48 divided by 2. Then we get 27 over 2. This line we already find it is 27 over 2. And then which means that we just need one more perpendicular bisector. Then we can use simultaneous equation to find out what is the corresponding x here, so that we can find out the coordinate, exact coordinate of P. That's what we are going to do. So to find the perpendicular bisector of RS, we have to find slope RS is equal to -75, go down by 75 until 0, and then go right for 60. So over 60. And then simplify it, we get -5/4. And then we need to find the midpoint also. Midpoint of our S. That means we are trying to find out this position. X coordinate average, that means -4 plus 56/2. And then 75 plus 0/2. (75/2) here. So we get the midpoint already. So after that, you may try to find the equation, or you may just use the fact that this section, the slope, is equal to 4/5. So I let point P be X and then 27/2. I let this point, or we better use H. So let P be H 27/2. Because we know the Y coordinates must be 27/2. Therefore, 75/2 minus 27/2, Y difference divided by 26 minus H is equal to 4/5. Oh, bingo! Because we find out before that we have totally no idea. Come on, what's the relation? I can just simply imagine that they form an isosceles triangle, something like that. But now we find out that no matter P, Q, R, they share the same X coordinate. That means this graph is not accurate. The fact is the circumcenter P is here. And then a little bit more. This is the diameter, which means that this one is angle in semicircle. So this is perpendicular, but it's not related to this question here. The key point is, we finally find out that P is at this point. So it's perpendicular and then along the same line. So we may say Q, R, P are collinear, but this is not enough here, because one more thing is they have the equal distance. So you should say P bisect the line segment RQ. Since RP equal to PQ and their X coordinate of PQR are all -4. That's why P bisect RQ. This is the most strict relation. Of course, you will choose to express the most strict relation that you can say. Otherwise, if you just say that the relation, maybe you just simply say that 3 points on the same coordinate plane is rubbish, right? I can't say it's wrong, but it's just not giving as much as information that we have. So whenever you face this kind of question, the first thing is you have to analyze what kind of knowledge is related, and then if you realize what kind of topic it is, then you will find that this kind of similar question or technique is just repeated year by year. And then once again, committing square is quite common in section B. Usually it's worth around 2 marks. And then the transformation, maybe sometime we describe the transformation by the questions, or just like this, we give you a finished function and then you have to interpret what is the translation behind. And then part 3, they give you some coordinates, and then maybe they ask you about in center, O center, some circumcenter, or even centroid. And then you have to remember their properties, and then just stay climb, and then use their own property and what you have learned in locus to find out the position of some coordinates that they describe, and then it's, even though you don't get the final answer, but this kind of step or process will show your knowledge, and then it may deserve some method marks.